Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to today's science class. Students, how are you all? I hope you are doing fine. So let's start today's class. Today we will learn a new topic. But before that, I want to show you something. Look at these students. What does this plant need for its growth? Think. Well done. Yes, most of the plants need soil for growth. Today we will learn about soil. In this topic, you will learn formation of soil and components of soil. At the end of today's lesson, you will be successful if you can understand soil takes million years to form, and if you can list 5 components of soil. Students, look at this picture. Can you see different layers of soil? Do you think it will form in one day? Very good. It will not form in one day, right? So let's learn more about soil formation. Soil are the products of weathering from some parent rocks. Parent rock could be bedrock, organic materials, or corals. When the huge rocks break down, it will form soil after many years. Soil formation is a long process. It takes several million years to form even a thin layer of soil. There are important factors which affect the soil formation. Now, I will tell you the most important factors which affect soil formation. They are parent material, climate, living things, time, and topography. Now, let's discuss each factor in a detailed way. First is parent material. Parent material is the substance from which the soil is formed. Parent rock could be bedrock, organic materials, or coral. So the parent material is the basic of soil formation. From it, the different types of soil were formed. From Maldives, we see Dome Valley, right? Do you see it? Yes, we all see it, right? Dome Valley is mainly formed from corals. So when the coral breaks down, it will form Dome Valley after many years. Next is climate. Most important factor that affect soil formation is climate. The two important climatic components which affect soil formation are temperature and precipitation or rainfall. This determines how quickly weathering will be and what kind of organic materials may be available on and inside of the soil. So it's different. So in different climatic zones, soil form will be also different. As we can see from these two pictures, the soil is very different, right? So the first one is soil from Maldives, and this is soil from Africa. Because of different climatic conditions, soil formed in these two countries are very different. Next is living things. All plants and animals living on or on the soil can affect soil formation. So when these organisms die, their remains become organic materials, which improve the soil formation. Students, can you see this small earthworm here? It also has a huge role. Do you know that? Earthworms help to break down the organic materials and also help in decomposition. Students, do you see any difference between these two pictures? From these two pictures, we can see very dark black soil and reddish brown soil, right? In first soil, it is very black because it is with lot of vegetation. That means lot of organic materials. And the next picture is soil without vegetation. Soil without vegetation means there are less organic materials, and this is bad for plants' growth. Soil with vegetation or with organic materials are very good for plants' growth because it includes a lot of fertilizers. Next is time. As I mentioned before, soil cannot form in 1 or 2 days. Soil can take many years to form. Younger soils have some characteristics from their parent material, but with time they settle and are buried deeper below the surface, taking time to transform. From this picture, we can see a skeleton of dinosaur. Do you see it? As we can see, lot of soil layers were added, right? But as time passes, it will bury deeper below and the skeletons of dinosaur will break down, and after time it lead to form soil. Now we will watch a video, okay? In video, they will talk more about factors which affect soil formation. Let's watch the video now.
Our topic for today is soil formation. Soil is formed by the combination of physical, chemical and biological processes in which huge rocks are broken down into smaller particles over a long period of time. Rocks undergo a process of expansion and contraction in which they expand during the day and contract during the night due to the constant rise and fall in temperature. However, not all parts of a rock undergo expansion and contraction at the same rate, resulting in the formation of cracks. Gradually, these cracks cause the rocks to break down into smaller pieces. With time, these smaller pieces convert into particles and form soil. Water plays an important role in soil formation. Water that gets collected in the cracks of rocks sometimes freezes, which helps in widening the cracks. Also, flowing river water helps in the wearing down of rocks over time, which results in the formation of soil. Strong blowing winds also rub against rocks and help in wearing them down. Lastly, some living organisms like lichens that grow on rock surfaces release certain substances that cause rock surfaces to powder down and form a thin layer of soil.
Students, do you like the video? I'm sure you loved it and you got a lot of new information. So students, now tell me, what are the important factors which affect soil formation? Yes, very good. They are climate, topography, time, living things. Now look at this picture. Do you see anything from these two pictures? Now look very carefully. Yes, here are an earthworm and leaves, right? So from the home backyard, do you see those things in the soil? Yes, just observe, okay? Now we will discuss the components of soil. Mainly, there are water, air, mineral, organic matter, and microorganisms. The first one is water. Water enters the soil through precipitation. As we can see from the video, water enters the soil through the pores between the soil. When the water enters through the soil, roots of the plant use water for their growth. Without water, plants cannot survive. So, water is very important, right? Next is air. Air is a basic component of soil. Air is used by living things that live in soil for different purposes, like for breathing. Next is organic and inorganic materials. Organic material is matter that has come from recently living organisms, for example, plants and animals. Now look at this picture, students. So here there are sunflower trees, onion trees and carrot trees, right? And there are a lot of earthworms there. When these carrot trees and earthworms die, it will become what? Very good. It will become organic materials. And organic materials are very good for plants' growth. It can be used as fertilizers. If there are more organic materials in the soil, that means there are more fertilizers in it. So, plants will grow faster. After you peeled a vegetable, you can use those parts for fertilizers. So, don't throw it, okay? Just use it as fertilizers. Inorganic material includes non-living things. This includes rocks, dirt. The last one is microorganisms. Microorganism is another component of soil. Even though we cannot see microorganisms, it plays a huge role. Did anyone see microorganisms in soil? We cannot see it, right? We need a microscope, right? These small microorganisms play a huge role. It is responsible for recycling organic matter. And also, it helps to decompose the organic material. That means break it down organic materials. And this helps to form humus. Again, humus is very good for plants' growth. So students, now tell me, what are the different components which present in soil? Excellent. They are water, air, minerals, organic and inorganic materials, and microorganisms. Students, remember these components, okay? Now, it's your task. So, today you have to dig a small hole, or from a flowering pot, take a soil sample and then identify the different components present in soil. Okay? You can draw the components you saw in your exercise book. That's all for today's lesson. Now let's evaluate yourself. By using this traffic light, you have to evaluate yourself. Okay? Green color means you understand everything. I understand soil take thousands of years to form, and if you can list 5 components present in soil. Yellow means you understand soil take thousands of years to form, but you can list only 3 components present in soil. Red means you understand soil take 1,000 years to form, but you are unable to list the components present in soil. Now think and evaluate yourself. Check in which category do you fall. I hope you all are in green category. If so, that means you successfully achieve success criteria for today's lesson. That's all for today's lesson. I hope you learned a lot of new information from today's lesson. Thank you. Bye.